Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Upper Michigan Today. It's so great to be back with you. I feel like I'm sitting very strangely today.
I know. I feel like you're a little bit closer to center than.
Yeah.
How do we look?
I don't know what's happening,
I don't know.
but
Either way. It's nice to have you back.
Yeah, it's been a couple of days.
It has been.
How are you?
I'm doing real well. How are you doing?
I'm good.
You were in Grand. Well, you were downstate in Detroit for the MABs, and then you came back for a day, and then you were back downstate Grand Rapids for that big trial. How was the experience covering that?
Yeah, it was an intense day, you know, a very emotional one. If you didn't catch the story yesterday, I was in Grand Rapids following up the two Nigerian men who were charged in the investigation after Jordan DeMay's death were back in court. They each had a plea change hearing. So originally they pled not guilty to the indictment against them, 4 charges against Samuel, 3 against Samson, 2 of the suspects in the case, and they changed and both pled guilty to the second charge in the indictment. So essentially that means there will be no trial now, and all of the other charges against them were dismissed, and there will be a sentencing probably in 4 to 6 months. So I'm hoping to be able to go back and wrap things up. There is still a 3rd defendant in the case who is still in Nigeria, so he's still going through the extradition process. So it's certainly not over, but I think, you know, being there yesterday with Jordan's family, Jennifer Buda and John DeMay, it seemed incredibly emotional to hear the 2 men plead guilty, but also I think there was a moment of, you know, justice was being served for Jordan, and there was so much work that went in by investigators and law enforcement and attorneys and on the legal side of things, and they were just so appreciative of all the efforts to actually be able to find these men, to bring them to the United States, and to you know, get them in a courtroom in front of a judge to face their crimes is something that's never happened in the United States when you're talking about these types of crimes, sextortion and this commerce and, you know, things happening over the web. It's so hard to identify the people on the other side. They're often not in our country, and there's just this like web of cyber mess, right? And so it's really hard to work through, but you know, from the beginning it was very clear that our local law enforcement here in the Upper Peninsula handled everything exactly the way that it needed to be so that they could find these men. So I think there's a sense, like I said, that justice is being served, but also I think there's just this underlying feeling of like, we should have never been here. Right. You know, it was over $300, and you know, if there's anything that comes out of this, I know the family just really wants parents to talk to their children, for us to talk to each other. It doesn't just happen to kids, you know, there is no age limit to this kind of a scam, and you know, just creating a space where we can talk about our mistakes, talk about our situations that we're in, and not feel ashamed, you know? I mean, we've all been in places we wish we wouldn't have gotten into, and if we can just hold a space for each other to come to one another, I messed up, I need help, you know? Man, if that could come out of this, it just would, to me, that would be the best thing, you know?
This case is monumental and unprecedented for so many reasons, and I mean, it is already starting to spark some change. There was just a story released yesterday, Meta, Instagram's parent company, they have made some policy changes to how certain images are sent and received on Instagram in an attempt to protect young people from sextortion crimes, and in that story they cited this landmark case of the Ogoshi brothers.
Yeah, and there's the Kids Child Online Safety Act that's being pushed forward, and yes, it's changed the conversation. It's changed the way these crimes will be handled in the future, and it is, I mean, it will, law enforcement and you know, investigators, they will fall back on this case time and time again. I mean, this is the one that's setting the precedence, and it's incredible that it happened right here, that we were able to do things in the right way to be able to at least provide a bit of comfort to Jordan's family in this whole horrible situation. But it's a tough one to follow. It's an important one to follow. My heart just continues to just pour out for Jordan's family, but the strength that they carry, it's so powerful, and man, it's It's been a tough one, but I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be here in Upper Michigan today. And like I said, I'll return for the sentencing if I'm able and see it all the way through. And then we'll continue to follow that third suspect as well, because it's important. It's important to see it all the way through.
Yeah, the story's certainly not over.
That's right. So thanks for holding down the fort so I could go do that. It really mattered.
And you know, you'll be holding down the fort for me for the next 10 days. Well, I go to Iceland. I leave on Sunday. I don't know that I am prepared. I feel like this whole time it's just been, oh, this trip is a ways away. There's still so much time. It's just like this future unreachable thing, but it's actually here. We're getting on a bus 5 a.m. Sunday morning.
Yeah. It's also very strange. I have never taken a vacation where somebody else plans it for you.
I've never done that either. I've never taken a vacation where I'm going to weather that's colder either.
Ooh.
So this is a first for me, is a cold weather vacation.
Yeah. And just so you're aware, we initially were going to go on this trip together. A lot of you have asked why we're not. Well, we're not because so many tickets were sold. So you're taking a group, I'm taking a group, and we're going. Our trips will overlap a little bit. I wonder if I'll see you on the streets, like, hey, Tia.
I highly doubt it, because based on the itinerary that I've seen, we're going to be traveling around.
But don't you go back to your original hotel at the end, which is where I start?
Yeah. That would be kind of funny if there was like, oh, hey, there's Elizabeth Peterson in Iceland. Hey, girl, what's up?
I also have decided that I'm blocking you on all social media because I do not want to see your trip until my trip's done.
That is not a bad plan.
I want you to have the best of times, and it's not because I'm, have any upset towards you at all, but it's just I don't want you to ruin anything for me. I don't
want to ruin anything for you either. I haven't looked up anything. Like, I'm kind of going into this vacation in the dark. Yeah. And I just don't want to set any expectations for myself. So I'm just going with an open mind, and I'm really excited to have the experience. But
also, you deserve a break. It's time. It's time for you to just
I don't
kick
take
back.
enough vacations.
I know. Nobody does. It's a product of our busy, busy world. So
certainly.
So I'm really happy for you.
I'll be back here on, I think it's a Thursday, the 25th of April.
Feels like it's so far away.
25th, I know.
And I won't actually see you again until May 2nd, we decided?
May 2nd, we'll be back together, so.
Will this be good for our friendship, or will it be the end of our friendship?
I think it'll be good. I think it'll be so good. It'll be a nice reset, a nice vacay.
Yeah, I do too.
To clear the heads and to come back with a fresh mind for UMT. We're going into our 3rd year of Upper Michigan today.
Hold on a second. Will you get me a souvenir, and I'll get you a souvenir, and when we come back, we'll see what we picked out from Iceland for each other?
I love that.
Okay.
Okay, I love it.
Don't forget.
I won't.
Okay. Oh, I'm excited about that.
I'm really excited about it, too.
We'll give it on air. Don't give any peeks.
Okay.
Fun.
I gotta remember to get a souvenir.
Tia will forget and then write me a letter or something. She'll give me a box of air from Iceland.
Order a postcard on the internet.
Remember when you gave me air from the Taylor Swift concert?
No.
In other words, she didn't get me anything, but she gave me a container of Taylor Swift air. Okay, came from your house.
Okay, well. I still have
I loved it.
I still have the plastic shopping bag that I bought my merch in from the Taylor Swift concert.
So great. That's so great. Oh my gosh, we haven't even looked outside.
No, we haven't even looked outside. Is it raining
What's even
out
happening? Is it raining? Did you guys all go through rain on the way? Oh yeah, lots of heads shaking, yes.
There's a sheen about the roads.
Was it supposed to rain all day?
Listen. Sprinkles here and there.
Okay. I mean, we did just do 2 hours of weather with Jennifer, and I already forgot, so. Oh, it looks beautiful up in Houghton.
So bright. It looks dry up there.
I'm just desperate for like an hour or 2 in the woods with my dog today, so whether it's raining or not, that's where I'll be.
I'll be packing.
Yeah,
shopping and packing.
Yeah, you will. You've got a lot of work to do.
I sure do.
All right, well, enough about us. We have a really, really packed show and a really good one for you, as we always do. We say that every day. It's a good one, but this really is a good one. We're talking about Courage Incorporated, an amazing organization that helps get people of all abilities out into the woods and moving and experiencing everything that makes the UP so amazing. So we're going to talk to them about their organization and about a fundraiser coming up. That's the first half of the show.
That's the first half of the show. The second half of the show is focusing on the first ever TV6 Business Expo happening next weekend in Escanaba. We're joined by a couple of those participating businesses and the organizer to break it all down and tell you what you can expect.